Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Books and Betches, not to be confused with Books and
Skimatches.
She's
Milk. On fire today.
I'm Kristen, and with me I have
Erica.
Maria.
Skibbity. Is that what the kids are saying?
Skimmity.
She's doing scat right now.
Oh, beautiful. That's Erica, and thank you, Maria, for saying your name normal. This is a book podcast.
I am a teacher's pet.
We swear, we spoil, we talk about sex, we suck at podcasting. This episode is not book specific. It is a topic episode.
About books.
About books always. Well, not always. But this week, we're talking about skim reading.
And just like reading or skipping paragraphs or skipping.
This is a callback to one of our most controversial reels.
Yes.
Where the world lost their mind. The men found us.
Have we done an episode on this? I feel like we've had
I think we've talked well, that episode
I've
itself.
talked about it on our stories a lot.
Yeah.
You talk about a lot of shit on our stories.
I've been going in and people have been loving it.
I know you've been going in.
I'm glad they're loving it.
I've been watching from afar in the corner.
We've both been watching from afar and be like,
People are loving it.
When do we got to step in?
I haven't said anything bad.
No, I know. You're right.
However,
skim reading, we're not talking about skim reading in a conventional sense where, you know, you're in school, everybody skim reads a little bit. We're talking about like the TikTokers, the book talkers, the people of the internet that are so pissed if you skip a few words in a book.
So, okay, to kind of like set this up and give you like a real understanding of what's going on.
Give us the context.
Okay, can we actually just call it elitism in book?
Ooh, she went right there.
Okay, let me just.
Sorry,
Let's get there.
I'm just like, my mind's running wild. Go.
Okay, so a lot of people on Book Talk in the book spaces on social media are in the comment sections. They're getting angry because some people have admitted to either skimming parts of books.
Some people,
skipping parts of books. Maybe like skipping XYZ or whatever. And these people are like, that's not reading. You can't count this as a book as reading. Or like, you're not a real reader. What's the point? Why are you even saying that you're a reader? Why you can't call this reading? Like
your review doesn't matter.
Your review doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. I don't trust you. Like,
you're a dumb bitch.
You only read smut. Everything you say doesn't make sense.
Go jump off a cliff.
It's an onslaught of like judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even me like putting my opinion into that. It is an onslaught of judgment into like what people do in their fucking free time in their hobby.
Can I say something?
Say.
We live on a floating rock. Okay. No, genuinely. If you really boil everything down, existence, right? There are so many things that suck in our daily life that we have to deal with every day. Things that you don't want to do, right? God for fucking bid, somebody wants to sit down at the end of the day and read their entertainment the way that they want to be entertained. It's the same exact argument of WWE versus real wrestling. People get so heated when they're like, I love WWE. And it's like, well, that's not real. That's fake. And it's like, okay, it's fucking entertainment. And it pisses me off when people judge how you consume your entertainment and what type of entertainment you consume.
So my biggest thing, and this, I circle back to this.
Oh, don't circle back.
Every fucking time. No, I do.
Come back.
Put a pin in it.
No. I circle back to this every time. Why do we hold readers to such a high standard when no other media you do that for? If you went to the bathroom during a movie, would everybody on the internet be like,
that's a very good point.
Damn.
Oh, you didn't watch the whole fucking movie?
That's a very good point.
Because you missed 2 minutes out of it, or 3 minutes, or 4 minutes, or 5 minutes out of the fucking movie.
Also, most people are on their phone while a movie's going anyway.
When you're watching TV and you're half paying attention to a fucking TV show and you're watching, you know, you're doing stuff on your phone or you're making dinner or whatever the fuck you're doing for maybe one of the, let's say, one episode you kind of are like half paying attention.
In and out, yeah.
And people put a lot into that art as well. Because I know one argument is like, these authors are putting all of this into this book and you're skipping all these words.
And
like,
I would argue that seeing the visual is actually more important than
reading
text.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more, context. There's so much more going on in a visual standpoint.
Yeah.
Here's where
So why do we not have that energy for any other media? And it's because people are fucking elitist.
Well, yeah. here's where I understand the argument of like, why are you skipping whatever? It's when you're looking at somebody who's a trusted reviewer, right? So if you're coming to us to be like, I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to read this book based on these people's reviews. And like, I'm going to take their word for it. And this is what I'm going to decide I'm going to do. If we skip a whole bunch of words or like we don't get the full story, then we're no longer like that trusted source. I think
You don't know what people do.
I'm saying if it's somebody's job to like give you every single piece of information about a text, that's what I'm saying. Like if it's somebody's job to give you every piece of information about a text and they're like a trusted reviewer or whatever, they're getting paid, doesn't matter. I think like that's when I could be like, oh, I don't trust your opinion, you know, like people's opinions that you don't trust anymore because you didn't read. I think that's fine. But to be like, you didn't read the book and like the way you're reading is wrong, I think that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like one of my favorite YouTubers, mind you, I love her and I'm going to call her out and I'm sorry, but Rachel Oates, enjoy her content so much, like huge fucking fan. She made a video about this, about skipping words. I think I sent it to you guys about all this and like basically said that it's not the right way to read and like was talking about TikTok and like the books on TikTok. And like we had that conversation too. Sometimes we think like it is fast fashion. I think some of the books are bullshit too, but they're there for entertainment. And I think all of the comments and like what she was saying really missed the mark on is that it's entertainment at the end of the day and people are going to consume it the way they want to. And who the fuck are we to judge how people read?
You can't tell me what the point of reading is. Like that's the comment I see the most in like these conversations is people being like, what's the point in reading if you're skimming or if you're skipping or if you're doing this? And it's like, who the fuck are you to tell me what my point in reading is?
Right.
Like you cannot create the definition of why I read or why I don't read or what reading is to me. Like you are not the fucking king of this earth that like,
right.
You are not the book like Gestapo's. Like you're fucking nobody. You're a nobody on this fucking earth. I'm so sorry. Like most of you don't even have a fucking platform. First of all, you're just like fucking no-name nobodies on this fucking app. Like telling people with 3 followers, telling people like that's not the point of reading. And I'm not saying that you need to have a following.
Hold on, let's have
No. I'm not saying that you need to have a following, but like realistically, you are like a fucking penny in the Trevi fountain right now.
We all
like,
are.
Nobody.
We all are.
So that's where my point was going to be.
I don't think my opinion matters as more than that one. I'm just saying. I'm also a penny.
I was going to say that we are all little specks on this rock in space.
Exactly.
And so here's where I always come back to this issue that I have with social media is that now everybody's voice has some kind of megaphone on it because social media is our new form of interaction, right? Unfortunately, no one sits outside and talks anymore. Everyone's just interacting on their phones and their stupid stories and shit, right? So I feel like what's happened is everybody's been emboldened to scream their opinions into the ether, even though it does not matter. Right. Even though what we say doesn't matter. Right. Don't use us as your like go-to for books. Maybe if you want to, sure, fine. But like you can't hold everybody on the internet to a standard just because they happen to make their hobby their job.
Right.
Because half the time, you probably don't know if they truly retained anything. They could have read every single word and not retained half.
And still, like, that's the craziest part to me is like everyone has different reading and comprehension skills. And just because you read every fucking word
doesn't mean you understood it.
You understood it. And it doesn't mean that you know what you're talking about. And it doesn't mean that your opinion is even a good fucking opinion.
Actually, now that we're saying
based
this,
on anything.
The part where Rachel's video, I think, made the most sense because she showed TikToks of people who were reading like the classics or something like, this is so boring. Like, when are we going to get to the smut and like the good stuff? And I also think that is a problem too.
I've never seen a video like that.
So there's a bunch of them I can send them to you.
I think what that is just, it's this thing on the internet now where they know it gets attention.
True.
Yeah,
everybody know like what you were saying before.
No, you're right.
Yes, one rage baiting.
But I do think some
but
people
you were saying
really
this a couple episodes back a while ago where we weren't seeing this kind of spotlight on romance readers, on smut in general when we were growing up. Right. It's now on TikTok where you see it more often and it's given the platform. They always existed, but they never got a chance to be seen in the light, right? So now that it's trendy, people are trying to do that, even though
Well,
you
they're
know
trying to,
there's
like,
no
drum
smut in
up
a literal
something.
One
literary
other
fiction.
point that was mentioned that I think we should talk about too was attention span. I think this is really important
So
because I
low
do
now.
think it's been proven that our attention spans are a lot lower now.
Yeah, but that's
the
due
media,
to social media.
given the media that we're fed, even kids shows
That's
is
100% social
Coco
media.
Melon, fast, everything is quick, flashy.
Yep.
And I think that it has come when we talk about skipping words and like it's almost like our brains are trying to get to the next thing really quickly. And I think that was another point that was brought up where it was just like, do we really not have the attention span anymore that we could sit down and just like read a fucking book and read all of the words in a book?
Probably
and I
not.
don't think think it matters, but I also don't think that we do anymore. I think
I
like
don't agree with that because I've never, like, even prior to any of these apps, I always skim read.
I get bored easily.
I have never not skim read.
Well, yeah, I mean, same.
And guess what?
Fill in the
I
gaps.
fucking graduated with honors. I fucking graduated with honors in high school. Like, I am an academic, if you will. Like, so fuck all of you who think skim reading isn't I've retained.
I just don't
enough.
get the argument. Like, why are people so mad at how you read?
Here's my real thing about it. I could fucking eat a book and crumple up every fucking page, eat it, shit it out, and put it on my pedestal, on my fucking table, and marked it as a read book on Goodreads, and nobody could fucking do anything. Nobody could do anything. You can't tell me I didn't fucking ingest it. You can't tell me I didn't
ingested
fucking
it, but you definitely didn't read
something.
it.
You cannot tell me what I fucking did.
I could tell you that you didn't read it.
You could, but it didn't. It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
But I
fucking
could tell
matter.
you that you didn't read
But
it.
it doesn't fucking
Nothing
matter.
matters.
Well,
That's what I'm
it
saying, like,
matters
it
when you
doesn't
say
matter.
it matters when you could say that you read it, whatever. But it matters when you're like, I read it, and this is why it sucks, and then you give us this information.
I could fucking read 100 different Wikipedia articles and fandom articles and Reddits and give you a well-rounded opinion,
But
and
it
you have
wouldn't-
no fucking idea that I didn't read that book.
See, that's where I think that's like not okay, though.
Is it ethical? No, but I'm saying that like you,
I think
as
that's ridiculous.
As the viewer, as the consumer of the content, you have no fucking idea what other people do.
Well, it's the
So
people that are
who-
saying that they're not reading it, like proudly being like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna read."
So
all
here's
this.
another thing. One thing that I commented on this one time is there was somebody that like got online that was like, I don't like really big paragraphs.
Oh, I think
I
this is
hate
what Rachel
long
was
chapters.
talking about. I think she was
I
talking
hate-
about.
You hate long chapters.
I do too.
I think the girl was like, if it's a full page of like not broken
This
up.
is literally what she was talking
I'm
about.
not
She was like,
broken
"Have
up
we gotten to a
paragraph."
point that we really don't have the attention
So
span?"
if it's a full page of not broken up paragraph, I'm not reading all of this. Like
Okay.
I'm skimming through it or I'm skipping it or whatever, right? And my point in that was, as an author, you are doing your like people a disservice because that is hard to read.
Yeah.
I don't care if you do have ADHD. I don't care if you have some type of learning disorder or you are having a hard time with like handicapped in some way where your eyes
Dyslexia. That's
actually just bad writing.
right? Like no, it is a
Mhm.
choice.
Yeah.
And it is
And it's
a
bad writing.
creative choice to do so.
and it's bad
And
writing.
it's
Stephen King literally on writing talks
Yes.
literally about
it
this.
is bad writing.
Yeah, he literally says like if you don't break up certain things like the way that it flows and stuff, like the
It is
readers
bad
aren't going to
writing.
read it. And
It
that's
is
just-
bad writing. And sometimes it's a creative choice, right? Like to do
Mhm.
something.
Yeah, for sure.
The way that things are formatted in a book is a creative choice. It always is. There's that's not like a opinion. That is a fucking fact.
Some people are going to hate it.
Because things have different pacing and like
Yeah.
flows and
Yeah.
whatever. That is a creative choice.
Scene breaks
Everything-
are a thing in books too, not
Yes,
just
it's-
TV.
It is all like creative choices. So you are
Dialogue,
making
everything.
a choice where you know some of your readership might not be able to digest this in a way that is like beneficial to them while reading the book, whether that's they're bored, they can't read it, they need to skim over it, they need to skip it entirely, or they just are having a hard time digesting it because of the bulk of what it is. You're doing your readership a disservice.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
now,
don't fucking come at me and say that like I can't fucking read like
I hear
because
you.
of X, Y, and Z. It's like no, you're a shitty author.
well, now
There's
I,
just too many factors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's too many
But, you can't-
factors.
but this is what book talk is it's black and white. It's-
Everything on the internet is
everything
black and
is-
white for some reason.
okay, but I have a question now. Like,
yeah.
we're seeing, it's been like proven, I think, that kids now are having a hard time reading, and like kids in like high school
Yeah.
can't read anymore.
Yep.
Do you think that this has a little bit of a play into it? Like when people are criticizing people for not reading everything, do you think maybe that's them just coming at it the angle of being like, we're so less educated now, and maybe it scares them?
I'm more concerned about the kids that are not reading at all.
Yeah, same.
I'm more concerned about the kid that's not picking up a book.
Right.
I'm more concerned about the kid that's like not trying to even read.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is I don't want to blame parents, but I'm going to blame parents. Kids are just getting iPads at the age of 2.
Right.
So like, I know growing up for me, I gravitated towards books. I picked up books.
that's what we
my,
had.
my,
to do.
exactly.
Yeah.
My parents never told me, here, read this book.
Right.
Right. And then with my little cousin, when she was younger, I realized all she did was look at screens. I'm like, I need you to pick up a book.
Remember like going to the library
like-
was fun?
Remember Scholastic Book Fair?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing?
They haven't made books fun in a while, and I feel like everything, even the textbooks that
Well, the more we
Remember
criticize
your
each
cousin?
other, the less fun we're going to have and want to read.
Your cousin or
My niece.
your niece, all of her textbooks are online.
Yeah.
Remember being like, I just
wrapping
loved
our
like
books.
the feeling of
Yeah.
a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. And I do think like the criticism of people not reading every word is just going to continuously play into people being like, well, then I'm just not going to fucking read.
Because if I like, and first of all, again, this is somebody's hobby.
Mhm.
So like you can't tell people like how to enjoy their hobby
literally WWE
or
versus
what to
wrestling.
do.
Yeah.
Like or how to enjoy it. And it's just crazy to me that people think that they can get on fucking Beyonce's internet and say this type of shit.
Let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. And that's it.
That's it.
And let them
shut
do
the
it
f-
how
and
they
sh-
want to do
And
it.
shut the fuck up.
Literally. Like everyone shut the fuck up.
Us too.
Us
man.
included. Like shut up.
But there is some irony in the
cares?
fact that like some of these people are like literal like no picture, no fucking post, like
Mhm.
telling you like this is not what reading is about.
The anonymous kid. Yeah.
Like the anonymous person, like basically like, bitch, say that to my fucking face.
Come outside. Let's
come
go.
Come off the
Come
internet and
outside.
say that to my
Come
fucking
talk to me in
face.
person.
I
Let's
just, like-
have a word.
Every time we get into one of these topics, I go down such a rabbit hole of like, wait, does this matter? And I'm like, wait, nothing.
doesn't.
And then all of a
It
sudden,
doesn't.
and then
It never
all of a
does.
sudden, I'm in this place where I'm like, nothing matters.
Yep.
And I'm like, ooh,
We
is that-
spiral every time.
I have I just learned what I have. It's what is it called? Nihilism. But
Yep.
I have not positive nihilism, but what is the word?
I would
when
think
you're
you're
like
neutral nihilism.
Optimistic.
I'm an optimistic nihilist. I don't think anything matters, but I also I see the good in everything too, you know?
That's so sweet.
It's true.
Okay.
I genuinely think we're all gonna fucking die and nothing's gonna matter, but I also care about so many people and I want everybody to succeed and be happy. So where does that leave me?
I
Suffering.
feel like that's like
Yeah,
You're gonna suffer a lot.
chaotic-
She's chaotic
Neutral?
neutral.
neutral. Yeah.
I think so.
I'm neutral good.
Neutral good?
I think so.
You're a witch.
Yeah.
You're
neutral
a witch,
good.
Harry.
I think I'm like neutral evil.
You're
No,
chaotic.
You are
evil.
chaotic.
Yeah.
You're chaotic evil.
You know what and I said this to somebody
You're not
on our
evil, though.
But in,
It's
in
not
the way
that
like
easy.
she
Yeah,
likes
yeah,
the chaos.
yeah.
She doesn't care about your feelings.
True.
I don't care about feelings at all ever. I don't care if I
Oh
hurt
no,
your
are
feelings
you
at
a
all.
facts over feelings?
I am.
girly.
Logic over feelings.
Okay, fair.
But if your emotions don't make sense to me, I have a really hard time
I do sometimes, depending on what it is.
not relating, but even just like computing that you could be upset about something.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Like it's like people who are overly emotional or like get upset about random things. I'm like, okay, but why? Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I don't. It's really hard for me to.
I get
But
you.
anyways, I was talking to somebody. My Myers-Briggs is the debater. I am ENTP.
What is INJP?
What's Meyer-Briggs? Should I look this up?
Myers-Briggs. It's a
It's-
personality
It's a
test.
Do you have to
personality
pay for
test.
it?
Sometimes.
No.
On the
Is
some
it
sites.
long?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
It's
I
a
wanna-
it's a
pretty
questionnaire.
long
I wanna do
questionnaire.
it.
Anyways, the debater personality type is the person that likes to play both sides of the coin.
You do. You
I
are
like
devil's
to
advocate.
I like to be able to
I
talk
try
about
to do that
both
too,
opinions.
though. I think that's why I like having conversations with you because I think we could both do that. Like
I could argue both
Yeah.
sides of any coin.
I can't argue both
can't
sides, but I
argue
can
both sides.
see both
I definitely
sides.
can't argue.
I'm
both
very
sides.
much
I
a
could
person
argue-
that wants to be able to take your opinion and ingest it and like listen to it and be like, okay, I see what you mean. I still think you're wrong.
But
Like, that's
I'll
what I
also
would
be
do.
a little prick and just egg you on and
You're
be
a little
super
bitch.
stubborn, but I do that on purpose. I think it's funny.
Yeah, that's more of like a troll though.
Yeah. Oh, I'm such a troll. But you are too sometimes.
I am too, but I like it's the debate part of it that I like. I like being able to hear what we can make of it and like get out of it.
That's fair.
And that's also, I mean, I don't want to get into politics, but that's also why like I posted what I posted on our social media about that, where it's like I think we all have a lot of different like opinions about stuff, and like we can learn from each other by just talking about them versus like
fighting.
Yeah.
I'm with
like
you.
I would rather listen to somebody who I really don't agree with and just so that I can figure out how to like talk to them.
No, I totally agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
differently.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people can't do that or don't want to do that or don't want to waste their energy on it. And I respect that, but that's just not me.
I hear you.
You know?
No, I totally hear you. All right. Well, Skim Reading, that's our opinion on it. I would love to hear yours. I know Erica definitely wants to hear your opinion so that she can argue with you about it. So just go to our Instagram. That's books_n_Betches, BETCHES. Send us a DM. Let us know, what your Berg's personality is.
Myers-Briggs.
Wow, I wasn't even close. Let us know what your Myers-Briggs personality type is. And let us know how you feel about skim reading and just reading in general. We love you so much. Thank you for being here. Oh, no, she has more to say.
I want to hear if you're a skim reader.
Yeah, let us know if you're a skim reader. And if it's your dirty little secret, just be honest. We won't out you.
I'll keep you my dirty little secret.
Thanks so much for being here. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.